Dan the Wheelman here, and I'm standing beside a vehicle that I'm sure you're not surprised to hear I am super excited about trying out. This is the 2021 Land Rover Defender, the modern version of the classic off-road vehicle that has been doing duty everywhere from farmers' fields to zones of conflict for decades now. This is the newest one. You have to wait a little bit while for the drive impressions though. We're going to do a kind of a walk-around video today to have a look at some of the bits and bobs outside and in of this new vehicle. Starting with the exterior styling, which is awesome. I love these headlights, Defender stripped across the front, diamond plating on top of the hood there. That is super classic and super awesome. The white roof, you gotta have a white roof on a Defender, right? And you've got the little kind of, you can't really see it there, but there's little side windows. You got the sunroof, and then back of that, you've got little windows down the side as well, which is another kind of great classic Defender touch. It's so well done. I love the olive drab paint job. I feel like I should be in military fatigues right now. I think the paint job is perfect. The black kind of trim coloring mixed with the silver kind of bash bar down there and stuff like this stuff is awesome. And this thing is massive. You can't really tell from, you gotta see it. You gotta be the president to believe it. I'll try to show you just how big this is. And this isn't even on its highest ride height. We'll get to that. But I'm 6'3", and you can see how tall this thing sits. This is a huge vehicle. 3-liter turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. You've got 396 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. Of course, you've got all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all kinds of wheel drive. It's got a ride height adjust system, for better off-roading, better water fording, and all sorts of really cool stuff. This thing looks awesome from the front, and that's not, it doesn't stop there. The rear end, as we're going to see in just a minute here, is pretty cool too. Yes, as I said, the fun continues round back. You've got this awesome taillight assembly. I don't know what that's all about. I think it's probably some kind of, has to do with a kind of mix of various Land Rover Defenders over the years, but whatever it is, it looks cool. Plus you got the flare fender out there, of course. It's got this really cool kind of shape to it, which is awesome. Rear tire mount to the back, because you gotta have that when you're going through the desert. Obviously another one on the hood, preferably. You can really see those windows I was talking about now up there through the sides there. Even this little insert here on the door panel is so cool. It's so cool. It's polycolor matching. Got a bash, we got kind of a silver trim back there as well. This is just looks good. Just look from the back. It looks, I don't know, it looks futuristic and a little bit comical, but in a good way. I don't know. I just think it's really cool looking. The one thing I would change is this wheel right here. Yeah, it's modern enough and that's fine, but save that for the various Land Rover Range Rovers. Save that for the Velar, save that for the Land Rover Discovery. A Defender needs to have steelies on it. Proper, preferably body color matching steely wheels. And I think you might actually be able to get that from the factory, from Land Rover directly, because they know what's up. That's what I would change. Otherwise though, it is super cool in here and out here, and it should come as no surprise that we don't have a traditional tailgate. We have a door, barn door style tailgate as well. So yeah, really, really cool. Lots of cool stuff going on outside of the Defender. Let's take a look at what's going on inside. So let's have a look inside this beauty. First of all, big, huge door openings, both front and back. So getting in and out of there is not going to be a problem. But yes, you've got the kind of olive drab leather seating as well. It's actually a mix of leather and this fabric, which you can hear is something that, again, it's kind of mil spec. So I like the color. That's perfect, and it kind of follows suit with the kind of door inserts here, which is a nice, actually, it looks kind of old school, but it's actually kind of a nice leather through here. You got all the window controls are on this kind of shelf up here, so easy to reach while you're driving. Steering wheel doesn't look super kind of old school, but it has a thin rim, which I kind of like. And it's got these great buttons, which are kind of chunky, as you can see there. A lot of Land Rover and Jaguar products have these kind of rubberized buttons on their wheel that are kind of futuristic, but not what I'd want to have in something that's supposed to be a little more rough and tumble like this. As you can see, storage underneath the console there, because you've got this electronic shifter, so you don't got to waste too much space with shift linkage. And the way the shifter comes out of the dash there, I have to say, is pretty old school to me. That seems like something you'd see in an older vehicle. But other than that though, in here, it's kind of where the retroness ends. I mean, you've got like the big flared panels. Love that Defender scripting there. That is so cool. You've got the flared panels. You got the handholds up here, which I guess is kind of old school. Plus, I mentioned this very simple center console because these buttons here actually do the job of both seat heaters and climate control if you just press them, which is good. Saves having to have more buttons on here and saves having to go through the infotainment display to do it. But otherwise in here, it's quite modern looking. You got a digital gauge cluster, as you can see, which can be adjusted a number of ways. This is full map, not the way I'd have it. I like the 2 gauge setup, as we'll hear in just a minute, or 2 dial, I should say, setup, as we'll see in just a minute here. And there it is, 2 dial. That's the one for me. You got your cup holders here, you got the storage down here like I mentioned, but it is kind of more new school. You got this infotainment display here. I'm not sure if this is a debut in the Defender. I know that any of the recent Jaguar Land Rover products, including the latest Range Rover Evoque, I don't remember it looking like this. It's infotainment display. This is actually really, really slick. It moves smoothly, which is nice. You know, you got the buttons here for your, you know, you got your home screen and everything. It moves nice and quickly, which is good because Land Rover Jaguar had really, really chunky systems previously. You've got your digital rearview mirror here too, which I love, which can be turned into a more traditional mirror by flipping what is usually the dimmer switch. Great backup cam, no surprise there. But on top of that, you've got this awesome off-road camera that basically makes your hood invisible. So what I'm looking at there is I'm basically looking at what's underneath me. That's essentially what it is. It's like my hood is see-through. And it is pretty cool. So when you're off-roading and you want to know what kind of stuff is coming up or coming under you, you can see it with this camera. And of course, you've got all the other, you know, typical camera angles as well. This is another one. You can see both sides as well as ahead of you. Again, helping you with off-roading. And if you go to towing, you get a camera. Whoops! You get a camera over your trailer as well. So pretty well sorted out backup cam system for sure in here, and just kind of another look at how kind of tech and retroness have kind of been mixed together in the Defender. You can't forget to mention the bolts, the exposed bolts on the door card there. That is awesome. That's what I'm talking about. But otherwise, it's very modern in here. Very, very modern. Oh, another thing I mentioned, modern or not, look at this. How many times have I asked? How many times does the sun seem to always find its way to sneak through that one spot between the two blinds? It always seems to be able to do it. Now I've got a blind down there, so hopefully that won't be a problem anymore, which I think is awesome. But otherwise in here, really quite modern in here. And nothing wrong with that. People want modern. A lot of people are going to be buying this Defender. They might not be so in tune with the old school Defenders. A lot of old school Defender people will be buying this too. But you want to make it modern, appeal to a broader audience. I totally get it. And I have no problem with it. I still think it's really, really cool. It's retro enough where it needs to be, but you've got all the creature comforts you'd expect for a luxury SUV. And let's be honest, that's what this is, even though the Defender historically has not really been a luxury SUV. It's been a workhorse of a vehicle, but no big deal. No big deal to have some luxury features here. In fact, you need to have luxury features in here. So really, really slick. Awesome in here. Lots of room, big high roof, as I talked about before, no surprise. Upright driving position. Man, oh man, this is one cool truck. And, you know, I could mention the back seats as well, but the back seats is kind of more of the same. If you look in the back there, you've got, again, like olive drab, but still upright seating position, and you've got your climate controls down there as well that reflect the items seen up front. Lots to like in the new Defender. Some more exposed bolt action there for you. Really, really, really cool. Thanks for tuning into this brief walk around of it. I'm going to do a full road test of this vehicle later on this year. You know, go have it out probably around Christmas time, something like that. So please tune back into the channel for that. But for now, thanks for tuning into this walk around of the 2021 Land Rover Defender.